do love this time of year because it's just coming out and harvesting, and that is so fun. It's like all the hard work comes to fruition, and you just come out and get food and more food. Hi you guys, this is Dash from Bloom Where You're Planted, and I want to show you, kind of do an update on our new beginning. So the chicks, although we loved having the chirping in our house, it was lovable, but you know, they grow quickly and it gets stinky. So they are out in the backyard in the little coop, the little chicken coop. You've got a little perch bar there. Hi! Hey, Prophet. So I'm fermenting their food still. And so this is kind of our morning routine. I come out here with a strainer. It looks kind of gross, but fermented food is super good for them. So what I do is I just put it up here in the strainer and just get some of the water out so it's not just a liquid soupy mess. And I'm just using regular chick food to ferment, chick starter. I'm not grinding my own grains yet. And that's kind of how it looks. Make sure that it's covered with water so it won't get moldy. So I just keep filling it up and then covering it with water and filling it up. Alright, and then I just fill it up. They're hungry for breakfast. Alright, that's what it looks like. Alright, it kind of depends on, you know, of course, how many chickens you have and how much food you're going to put out each day. I just have 12, so I just make a rim around this feeder, and I try to put as much as they can eat by like 3 in the afternoon. 3 in the afternoon, I'll come back and I'll put more, and then hopefully they clean it up then before nighttime. And then if I have anything left over in the morning, I just wash it out. Dump it and wash it out. Alright, let's feed them. Yeah. There we go. There they are. Look how they've grown. This pen is going to be too small for them soon. Don't go out. Stay in there. That was Dizzy. There's Dizzy. She's doing much better. She's not running around in circles anymore. So that's good. This is a brave one. The princess isn't here. She's at Bestie's, so I don't know everybody's name like she does, but they definitely want to come out and investigate this other territory. All right, I'm gonna close the door. Come on, and get in there. Get in there. All right. And when they're occupied down there, I'll just get their water. I'll just freshen it up. I'll fill it up later. This is going to be one pretty flock, for sure. So I hope this pen is safe from the bobcat. It's got little latches. I make sure latched every night. The screen seems pretty secure. So I hope. I know I'm not sleeping that easy at night. Last night I thought I heard a noise and I woke up, and it just turned out it was one of the kids before they went to bed. I didn't do zucchini this year because my normal zucchini that I do, because every year the squash vine borers just tore it up, and I was tired of putting so much effort towards fighting them. I wasn't getting just a lot of food. So I decided to do two varieties that are supposed to do really well against resistance against the squash vine borer. So this is one of the varieties. It's called Zucchino Rapicate. I have no idea if I'm saying that right, but it was supposed to be really resistant to the squash vine borer, which is great, but as you can see, it is enormous. Can you see that? I mean, there's my pathway. It's in the pathway. It's in the bed. It's overtaking the herb garden. I mean, it's a monster. It is a beast. It's just overtaking the bed next to it. So I have to keep pulling it out of the bed next to it. Trying to contain it. Oh, but look, I found a fruit. Okay, so this is what they look like. This is what the fruit looks like. And if you get them young, I'm assuming this is about the time to pick it. I'm gonna see if I can let it get a little bit bigger. But this would be a replacement for zucchini if I get them young like this. So we give it a few more days. Yay! All right, well, we got one. That's exciting. There might be more in there, but who would ever know, right? So exciting, I found a couple more. There's a little one right there. I think I'm gonna pick this one and cook it up. I'm not sure if it gets much bigger or not. I'm gonna pick it, cook it tonight, see how it tastes. Wonder how I'll cook it. Use it just like zucchini, I guess. The other one I did that I thought might be resistant to the squash vine borer was, I'm looking at my plan. Let's see, it goes this way. Tutume squash. I got tutume seeds from a friend of mine from Mexico. So let's check that out and see how it's doing. Okay. Tomatoes. I put this up a little screen because they were getting a little bit too much sun because they're starting to lose their leaves. So, but we're getting a good harvest. The spider mites come on this time of year, and I don't try to fight them. It's just too hot. The bug pressure is too intense. So I just harvest what I have in the spring, and then I'll be rooting new ones and putting some new seeds out for the fall harvest. I'll plant those around the 4th of July. So that's how my tomatoes work. I don't try to get them through the hot period in Texas. Maybe your climate is different, but ours is, it's just intensely hot and it's too hard to get them through. Anyway, let's look at this tutume squash. So there it's kind of growing out of the bed. So it's not near the beast that the other one is. It's doing pretty good, but I would have, if I had zucchini planted, I would probably have zucchini by now. So all I have right now are just the male flowers, no fruit to show you yet. It seems like it's just taking its time getting you know, producing, getting established. So we're hoping though for fruit further into the summer. We'll see. They are kind of, both of them are kind of a winter squash variety that you can use. You can pick them when the fruit is small and young and it's supposed to be tender like zucchini. It can be a replacement for zucchini, but the thing that makes them resistant to the squash vine borer, I think, is because they have solid stems. So the squash vine borer doesn't prefer them. And if you don't have the squash vine borer in your part of the country, it is a orange moth type, and it lays its egg down at the very stem of your plant, and the egg hatches and a little worm goes right into your plant and eats it from the inside out. And they're just really hard to stop because you can use organic methods, but once they're in that plant, it's just really hard to fight them, and you can't get ahead of them. I mean, I've tried everything. I've tried shooting BT into the plant. I've tried so many different things, but I just can't keep up with it. I mean, they're working all the time all the time to produce, and I just can't be out here enough doing that. So I'm hoping these resistant varieties work out for me, but we'll see. And the other one I did, okay, this is a squash called Honey Boat Delicatata. All of these were from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. Well, except for the tutumi I got from a friend. All right. So this is how the Honey Boat Delicatata is going. Look what I found here too. There's my first Honey Boat Delicatata. There's a squash bug too. Ugh. Get him. And here's another one. And then I saw another one. These vines are looking puny though, but I found another one right there. So that's good. And as the hot weather comes in, it is looking a little puny. So I hope that I don't have a wash on all these beds this year. That would be a disappointment, but it's always good to try new things, because sometimes you'll stumble across a really good one. For instance, I got these seeds free from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. And they sent me a free seed pack, and I'm all about that. And it's called Black Vernissage. And isn't it beautiful? The striping is amazing. And they taste so good. This is an heirloom variety, so it might be one of the ones I'm looking for. I'm looking for an heirloom variety that does really well in my climate, and that I can save the seeds and keep producing new plants from in the spring. So maybe I found one of the varieties. I'm definitely going to stick with this next year, and probably in the fall. It had a good harvest. Tomatoes are small, they're gorgeous. What an eye catcher and a conversation maker, and they really taste amazing. I really have not tasted tomato that tasted this good in a long time. So that's good. So I tried something new and that worked for me. So I'm hoping my other experiments will work too, but we'll just have to wait and see. These are my Super Fantastics, and they are just super fantastic. There's no getting around that. They always have a good, reliable harvest. But these are doing really well, and they're called, this is Porter Improved, and there are lots of green tomatoes. They're small, but they've got a lot on them. So that's good. This is another heirloom I tried this year, and I really like it so far. It's doing great. And then this one on the end is called Homestead 24, I believe. And it is also doing great. Tomatoes are a little bigger. It doesn't seem to have the spider mite pressure yet. And it's also an heirloom, so I can save the seeds and plant more of them from the seeds. So, oh, there's some more. So maybe I found a couple heirloom tomato varieties that will really do good in my climate. That's exciting. My squash is just doing amazing. Look at that. Every day I come out and pick some more. Last year I didn't get any squash. I used the heirloom variety and it didn't work out for me. This year I'm using Enterprise seeds that a friend gave me, my friend Henry gave me. So obviously, you know, the proof is in the pudding, or the fry pan in this case. Woohoo! That is a big success. Enterprise squash. I think it was from Territorial Seed Company. So that's a great thing. They're big, they're healthy, and the squash vine board usually takes them out way before now. I usually get a couple squash and then the squash vine board takes the rest out. But these seem to be, I mean, look, the squash vine board has definitely been here. Right there, just eaten up. The whole stem is eaten up. I can tell it's been in there, but it's still going strong. So what I'm doing is I'm planting some babies. Hopefully these baby plants will be rising up about when these are fading. Woohoo! I also tried a new melon this year. It's my year to try new things, I guess. The Prophet loves melons. And we've had different successes with different tasty melons. We tried the yellow Chinese melon, I think it's called, and it was okay, but it didn't taste great. And then we tried cantaloupe, and they just weren't sweet in our garden. We just could not get a good sweet cantaloupe. So I tried something different. It's called Kalahari melon. Hope I'm saying that right. I'll put it on the screen. Let me show you how it is doing. So that is kind of it. It's got little flowers on it, so that's good. Hopefully those turn into melons. And then these were planted a little bit later. There's one, and there's one. So again, taking a little longer to get established than I would like, but I think they get, believe it or not, they get too much shade. The tomato plant shades them. Let me back up so you can see. The tomato plant shades them, and then this tree shades them in the morning. So I think they were kind of struggling to get out. I think that was why that one kind of grew out towards the sun. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted on those. Hope I get some melons. This is what the Porter Improved Homestead tomatoes look like. Sorry, the Porter Improved Heirloom tomatoes look like. They're small, round, and beautiful. So the variety is so important for tomato. I mean, it is important, but I would say the most important thing to growing tomatoes in Dallas, Texas is not as much your variety as getting them in early. Here's one, it's just turning, so these will ripen up on my windowsill inside. That way the creatures don't get them, the rats and the birds peck at them. So as you can see, quite a few of them I've picked. They're not red yet, so I'll get them off while I still have them. But as I was saying, the most important thing to doing tomatoes in Dallas, Texas is to plant your tomatoes early. We have a very short growing season before it gets too hot, and once the temperatures drop to at night to like 75, above 75, then you're not gonna get any more tomatoes. The blossoms are not gonna turn into fruit. It will blossom, but it's not gonna turn into fruit. And the pest pressure gets really intense during the hot period of the summer. So you have to really plant your tomatoes early in February, March, and be prepared to protect them. I say PPP, plant, be prepared to protect. And that is really the main secret. Fertilizer, yes, great, and there are different ways to fertilize, and people argue about the different ways to do it. And variety, yes, that's important to have varieties that bloom early, that get established early. But by far the most important thing in Dallas, Texas is to get them planted early and protect them so that they're well established when the cool weather comes in and they're ready to set fruit right away and you get a good harvest. And then summer months, I take them all down. Don't want to waste my time and my money and my effort trying to protect them from the pest pressures when it's just so dang hot. They can't keep it up. That's what I do anyway. I plant July 4th, usually July 5th, and my plant will be established in the fall when the cool weather comes in, when those nighttime temperatures start to drop, and again, it'll produce another crop for me. So that is the main secret to tomatoes. PPP, plant, be prepared to protect.